After several days of attacks on Russian oil depots and energy systems, Ukrainian drones are back to their favorite prey: Russian refineries. Ukrainian attack drones struck the Russian oil refinery Orsk Nefteorg Syntes, located in the city of Orsk, Orenburg region. The attack occurred on the afternoon of November 11th, and the Exilanova Plus Telegram channel published the relevant video and photos. This Russian enterprise is located approximately 1,400 kilometers from Ukraine's state border. It is reported that the AVT unit, which is responsible for the primary processing distillation of crude oil and its separation into fractions, was probably hit. This unit is one of the most important technological facilities at the oil refinery. Videos and photos posted online show smoke from a fire on the plant's premises. Fire trucks arrived at the plant to localize the fire. Reports of drones flying towards the plant began to appear after 12 Kiev time. Later, local eyewitnesses posted numerous videos and photos on the internet showing that the drones had reached their target. The Ukrainian long-range Lyuty drones executed the previous strike on the Orsk Nefteorg Syntes refinery on October 3rd this year. St. Petersburg, Russia, has been cut off from the internet after a major outage, according to user reports. Residents have reported that banks, messaging services, delivery apps, websites, and taxis are all unavailable. Only government services are reported to be still functioning, while all other internet access is down. 130,000 people have reported problems with their internet connection in the region, according to Detector 404 data. It comes as regional authorities announced that mobile internet access will be restricted in parts of the central Ulyanovsk region, which St. Petersburg is not part of, for the duration of the Russia-Ukraine war. This is the first permanent internet blackout in the country, the Moscow Times reported. It is not clear whether the outage in St. Petersburg and the blackout in Ulyanovsk region are related. St. Petersburg sits over 700 miles away to the northwest of the region. The Kremlin has not publicly commented on the permanent Ulyanovsk region mobile internet blackout. The internet restrictions do cover some residential areas, offices, and public buildings, but the exact borders of the blackout have not been confirmed. The decision was made to expand security zones around certain sites. The restrictions are permanent until federal authorities decide otherwise. The Ulyanovsk region's Minister of Digital Development, Oleg Yagfarov, told reporters. Local officials report they do not have the authority to lift the blackout or to require mobile operators to refund customers for the outage, the Moscow Times said. Russian forces are exploiting heavy fog and poor weather to push light vehicles into southern Pokrovsk. Ukrainian sources confirm the conditions are hampering drone operations, making it harder to spot and strike Russian movements. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian forces are using infiltration tactics, sending small assault groups instead of heavy armor. These units attempt to slip through Ukrainian defenses unnoticed, relying on mobility and surprise rather than large mechanized assaults. On the other side, Russian attempts to get into southern Pokrovsk on motorcycles and buggies aren't getting far most of the time. Pilots from Shershny Dovbusha Unmanned Systems Battalion of the 68th Brigade shows footage in which lots of them were destroyed recently. As seen before in Bakhmut and Avdiivka, Russia's tactics around Pokrovsk are proving extremely costly. By relying on constant assaults and small infiltration groups, they achieve limited territorial gains, but at a massive human price. The Ukrainian defense inflicts heavy casualties, repeating the same bloody pattern seen in previous battles. And we have another wonderful story about the spirit of the Russian army. A wounded Russian soldier was buried up to his neck in a so-called tight pit to remotivate him to go on an assault. In a video, the man names his commanders, whom he says are running an extortion racket, and appeals for help from the military authorities. The man complains, "They buried me in a pit for refusing to go and die on a combat mission. For a simple, stupid task where I could have died, they put me in a pit." His cap reads, "To be a soldier means to live forever." The man is reported to be from the 1st Company of the 1st Battalion of the 108th Guards Airborne Assault Regiment, Military Unit 42,091. He says that he had to refuse to go on a combat mission because of fragmentation injuries to his back. He names his commanders, The battalion commander, call sign Lotus, the deputy battalion commander, call sign Clover, the company commander, Butcher, and his deputy, Poet. He also claims that the officers run an extortion racket within the unit, collecting money through the card of a certain Alexander, call sign Thunder. Burying soldiers neck deep is a punishment, or more accurately, torture, which has been filmed before. The Russians call it a tight pit, as opposed to a regular pit, an open-air hole in the ground covered by a grating where men are held for days. It is highly dangerous, as the weight of the earth can cause suffocation and organ damage. There have been persistent reports of Russian soldiers dying under torture, likely from episodes such as this. Meanwhile, troops from Ukraine's 40th Coastal Defense Brigade detected and destroyed a Russian naval infantry group in the southern direction. Russian forces continue their desperate attempts to cross the Dnipro River in the Kherson region, but every effort ends the same way, in destruction. Ukrainian artillery, drones, and precision strikes constantly target enemy boats, pontoons, and small groups trying to establish footholds on the western bank. Despite losing hundreds of men and significant equipment, Russian command keeps pushing these suicidal assaults, hoping to regain positions they've long lost. Ukrainian defenders maintain complete control over the river's west side, turning every crossing attempt into a deadly trap. And from the other news, part of a recently opened bridge collapsed in China's southwestern province of Sichuan, along a national highway linking the country's heartland with Tibet on Tuesday. Local authorities said, but there were no reports of casualties. Police in the city of Myirkang had closed the 758-meter-long Hongqi Bridge to all traffic on Monday afternoon after cracks appeared on nearby slopes and roads, and shifts were seen in the terrain of a mountain, the local government said. On Tuesday afternoon, conditions on the mountainside worsened, triggering landslides, leading to the collapse of the approach bridge and roadbed, it added. Construction of the bridge finished earlier this year, according to a video posted by the contractor Sichuan Road and Bridge Group on social media. In recent years, growing doubts have emerged about the quality and safety of China's new infrastructure projects, especially its bridges. Despite impressive scale and rapid construction, several incidents, including cracks, collapses, and premature wear, have raised concerns about rushed timelines, cost-cutting, and corruption within local governments and contractors. Critics argue that China's focus on showcasing record-breaking infrastructure has come at the expense of long-term durability and safety standards. As the country continues to expand its road and rail networks, questions mount whether these projects will withstand time and heavy use or become symbols of overambition built on weak foundations.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.